on the back porch. A springy antenna sprouted from its head and wobbled in the wind. A third eyeball peered at me from above its nose. A red eyeball. "I come from outer space," it muttered to my cat, Scout. "What kind of furry creature are you?" Scout stared at it. Then she began to purr. She twitched her tail and strolled outside. "You can't fool her, Frank," I told the space creature. "She knows your voice." Frank is my best friend, and tonight was Halloween. Soon we would go trick-or-treating together, as we always do. Frank picked up a fat orange pumpkin and stepped into the kitchen. "What's the pumpkin for?" I asked. "We're going to make something." Frank set the pumpkin on the table. He pulled a booklet from his costume pocket. "Check this out, Charlie." I took the booklet. The words were all faded, but I think the title was Monster Brews to Bring Out the Best in You on Halloween. "Hey, cool, but what exactly is in these brews?" I asked. "Chicken hearts and bat wings?" "Read page 6, Frank told me. Pumpkin Juice Supreme." I flipped the pages and found the recipe for Pumpkin Juice Supreme. "The flesh of a ripe pumpkin," I read. "Milk, molasses, butter, garlic, and chicken broth." "See," Frank said. "No rat's tails, just regular stuff." He took out a carving knife and stabbed it into the pumpkin. "Let's make some." A mix of pumpkin and garlic and chicken broth sounded pretty disgusting to me, but I gathered up the other ingredients while Frank chopped up the pumpkin. By the time we finished getting everything ready, the kitchen was a disaster area. Molasses oozed down the counters, garlic skin floated in puddles of chicken broth, and pumpkin slop was everywhere. "Okay, we're ready," Frank announced. He checked the booklet. 2 cups of pumpkin guts. I scooped up some guts in my hands. The slimy stuff slithered through my fingers and dripped down my wrists. "This is really gross," I declared. "Yeah, but we can't quit now." Frank tossed another glop of guts into the blender. Then we added the other stuff. Frank stuck the lid on the blender and stabbed the button. The blender roared. The pumpkin mix whirled faster and faster. He stopped the blender and took the lid off. I stared at the slimy, yellow-orange slop inside. My stomach heaved. "This was your idea, Frank," I told him. "You drink it first. Just don't puke all over the floor." Frank poured the mixture into 2 glasses. "Here goes nothing." He picked up a glass, tipped his head back, and drank. "Well?" I asked. Not bad," he told me, licking his lips. He gulped down the rest of it. "Actually, it tastes good. Your turn, Charlie." I took a deep breath and held it. As I tilted my glass, the thick slop slithered toward my lips. I closed my eyes and forced myself to take a sip. Then I took another sip and another. Frank was right. The stuff actually tasted good, sort of like sweet soup. Very thick. Must be the molasses, I thought. After I finished, we each drank another glass. Then we stared at each other. After I finished, we each drank another glass. Then we stared at each other. A minute went by. "Feel like it's bringing out the best in you?" I asked. "No, but I sure like the taste." "Let's go trick-or-treating," I said. "It's Halloween, remember?" I threw my vampire cape around my shoulders and pulled him out of the door. Outside, a full